Welcome back, everybody. It is a wonderful day in Dallas, Texas, so my sinuses are killing me because the weather is just beautiful. We are back working on the Ender 3 Belted Z mod. Took about a week off. I had to figure out a couple of things. Just sat and looked at it for a while, which is always a good idea. Figured out some cable routing. So let's go over to our new side camera with a little better resolution. And I'll point out all the things I did off stream. And then talk about where we're going to go. And let's see. I am checking my chat here real quick. Pop out. Should have done that beforehand. Bear with me. This is the first time I am using this. Well, second. Alright. How do we add the docs? We go to custom, we go to chat. We will paste it in there. We'll hit apply and close. And reopen it, and there it is. Alright, now I can see the chat. Let's actually dock it in the... No! Come on, OBS. Right there. There we go. Alright. That was highly complicated.
Again with the stupidity.
Yep. Okay. So, last time when we left on this guy, could not fit the extruder assembly back on top of the motor. I did get that to work. It was a pain. Was not what I was expecting. So if you are going to do this mod, put my chair up here, fully expect that the original plastic extruder assembly that comes with the Ender 3 is not going to work. It will work for now. I had already been planning on replacing this with a double geared metal or something else, so that is definitely going to happen. It will work for now, but I don't think it would last several hundred hours without falling out. We had to not use... Oh, that new camera is so much better. These 3 screws. So the 2 that go here. Let's actually go to the not-looking camera so you can see what I'm pointing at. One that goes here and here. I ended up replacing with 2 M3x12s. And those were long enough to go through the thicker plastic and into the motor without any problems. The cut screw, flat top screw, can't speak anymore, which is under the extruder arm, that one is probably half a thread to maybe a thread in, and it's not holding anything. It's just there and taking some torque. And then the pivot screw over here, which was this guy, I had to replace him with an M3x25 and a washer. I do not expect this to last long term, but it is functional. So once we're confirmed we can print again, I'll go ahead and order the new extruder assembly and we'll swap that out. And then we'll go through this again with finding different screws. Also realized I needed a longer motor cable for the repositioned. Let's go back to side view. For the repositioned motor, it can be anywhere on this assembly, and like a fool, I moved it over here. first thing we're going to do is actually take this almost completely apart and move it over here. And the reason it's coming over here, quite honestly, if you're going to do this kit, I would recommend the low profile version, which combines the motor and one of these assemblies together. The one thing I do not really like is that it is on this side. The reason we're going to move the motor over here is so we can hide the cables coming right down this piece of extrusion. So to do that, we're just going to use some of these flat 20-20, 30-30, you know, extrusion inserts. And we will hide the cable right underneath it, and it will go behind the Z assembly. So that should keep it out of the way and keep it nice and clean. I also realized with this mod, there's no good place to put your spool holder. So, yeah, one of those 45 mods, which would be on this side, is definitely going to have to happen. It'd be that way. So probably right like in there. So take note of that if you are doing this. Yes, you can get it up here, but it is going to be on the opposite side facing away. Not a total mission killer. And then that's kind of a long loop down to here. The other issue now that I'm creating is, since this motor is going to be right in here, this would have to be like over here. And that's just, yeah. This way, it will clear this piece, but of course once the spool's in here, it's going to rub up on it, it's going to be hitting here, it's going to be hitting everywhere. So it just does not work. So, did not see that coming. We still need to mount the new power supply mount, so we will swap that out. Motor cable needs to be installed. This is a long one I bought for a different project, for my first project, which I never even used it for. But it did have a flat style connector. And I went ahead and cut those off and recrypt it with some JSTs. Hey, wow, that camera's so much sharper than the old one. So we have that, and we have a JST connector we will put on after we have run the wires through here, got them secured, and I've confirmed the wiring order, because every motor, you know, those wires can be flipped around on you, and we don't want to screw anything up. So before we do that, and the main reason we're moving the motor over here too is to hide the cable, is because all the cables come in right about in this area. So it just seems to make much more sense to have the motor over here, cable running nice and clean behind this, out right here, and then right into the control board. To me, that seems like the cleanest path. Unfortunately, it means moving this, but is what it is, and I think in the long run that would be much better than having a cable that's just hanging out back here waiting to get caught, or coming out here and then hidden behind some more of those inserts, extrusion inserts there, and then having to come back out and then down here. Yeah, not as clean. I also don't want to lose any bit of my Z if possible. So we will reuse the ones from the front on the back, and then I'll have to print something new for the front. Not a big deal. Of parts left to put on, we also have our two belt stops we need to stick in there, and the belt. So hopefully by the end of this stream we will have the belts on, this motor moved, the motor wired, the power supply mounted, everything plugged in, and belts on and hopefully working. So it also looks at this point, we have a ton of extra screws. Just see here. Just a ton of extra screws. I do wish this kit, and I did not notice in the official kits that Kevin aka Sam recommends off of his GitHub, if they included the motor cable. I really think that would be a big one, because you're just not expecting that, even though it is in the build instructions in the BOM on his GitHub and the website. When you go through the process, just totally forgot, and you just don't think about it. So yeah, okay, let's get to it. So first thing, we're gonna move this guy over. We'll go ahead and move power supply out of the way. Just a little closer. There we go. Alright, we do have to loosen everything. We will start here. With the 2 screws that hold the whole motor assembly in. Unfortunately, cannot get to the screws that hold this mount to the frame. Put the motor in the way. Just a little too tight. I hope this is working. There we go. That slid in nice and easy. Get the belt off. Which way it's going to be easiest. There we go. Belt is free. Be able to slide the motor out this way. There. Kind of tough when you can't see. First off, take this screw all the way out. That would make a difference. And as a reminder, did have to put a couple washers on here. Some 5mm washers. Just because this bolt, which is spec'd out, is just slightly too long and was pressing into the shaft. We'll see if we can see that when I get this off. If I can get it off. There we go. Looking for it. Wow, you can't see it. You can see. You look right there underneath the nut. Come on, focus camera. Well, here's the nylock nut that bolt goes into. Right in the top of the motor housing, you can see it's put some threads in. You really can't see it on the shaft except for a couple of glimmers where the bolt has been rubbing into it. Yeah, so ideally what it looks like is when you mount this motor and you get it properly tensioned, say like so, and the belt is on and is properly tensioned, my plan is to you then tighten down the 2 screws that go here and release the tension back here on this wheel, so that way that bolt is not rubbing on anything. Alright, so now we should be able to slide this whole assembly over. Maybe? Oh, boy. There we go. Get the front 3. Anything holding it at this point? Let me go ahead and loosen these much more. Reach over here and see if I can make sure my microphone. Yes, microphone is working. Boy, my sinuses hurt. There we go. Gotta make sure we don't get too close. So we don't want the motor to hit. There it is. Okay, it does clear. Go all the way up to it. Yes, we can. Does that look like that gets in the way of anything else? No, it doesn't. Alright, I prefer that much, much more. Yes, I can get the motor out. That would suck. Right, let's tighten this back down. That was pretty painless. go. That is now in place. We're going to have to loosen up this guy. Of course, incorrect. Go. Gets the slide down there. Let's get the motor back in. Put our two little M3s back in. I did use the washers that came with this, although I kind of feel they should be a little larger. Just feels like they barely grab. And leave these loose so that way we can get the belt back on. Slide this guy back up. There we go. Get our tensioner assembly back in. Do I have anything shorter than that? No, M5x40 is what it came with. That is my only option in bolts that come in this kit. And my washers fall off? Yes, my washers fell off. Is a 1 and a 2. That's as far as it will go. Let's get our belt on. Belt is on. A little tension on this guy. Around a bit, make sure it's lined up. Don't really see the belt shifting. Pretty good. Let's go and tighten it back up. I'll turn it for this so you can see what I'm doing. There's the first screw. There's the second. There we go. There we go. This is now back together. What we can now do is tighten this up a little more. It feels good and healthy. Let's tighten down these two M3s. This guy out just a bit so it's not rubbing on the shaft. That still looks good. I don't see the belt walking any which way. Cool. This means we can now hook up our motor cable just to keep it in place. I possibly might have to swap some pins around on this end as well. Gonna feed that right into this channel. May not have all the correct sizes of these. Yes, I like that. Go right up to the center, that just clears perfect. Push this guy right behind the Z assembly. catch it here at the bottom. Try not to damage our connectors. And those are a pain. Keeping this flat is going to be the hardest part. Is there a bolt in the center? Yes, there is. We need to make sure. There it goes. Down the center, like so. See if I have to a short one or if I'm going to have to cut them. Okay, this one I believe is going to be a little short, but it'll work. Yes. Little short, does not go all the way down, but we'll get a final measurement and I will make some custom links, cover that up. There we go. That gives us plenty of length on this Z cable. The old one, we will probably I can peel it off of the set, or I may just leave it on there just so the harness is complete. Just make it nice and clean, zip tie it up there or something. Who knows? But we'll run this through once we flip it over. Alright. We are down to, I would say, power supply and belts. Alright. Here are our belts. And half a dozen one, 6 of the other. I say let's do belts just because, yeah, it's going to be a pain to get in here once the power supply is mounted. So yeah, we were going to do the belts first. Let's see if the laptop's going to come up. All right. We want to build this. Actually, a single Z. We went with wheels. We went with Odin. Although it looked in that picture, let's go back. That sure looks very much like the original. Although it does appear to be a little thinner. Interesting. We did the bearings. There's our bomb. Let's see. M5 by 40s. M5 by 30s. Just one. That might be our solution. That just may be our solution. Try that here in a second. There's motor extension cable. Okay. Get down to here, I believe. Now, there's the plate assembly. There's the motors. We have done all of this. We have struggled here. Okay. Guess it goes on that piece. Let's build the bottom parts. No? It's in the top part. No? Okay. Where is the part that we need? Click on a motor part, but I don't think it's that. Nope. There's the clipper config. Interesting. I'm very confused as to... Notice there's no instructions for the extruder. I guess we're gonna have to wing it? I swore there were instructions for the belts. Okay. Well, I guess we're gonna rough it out. Interesting. I'm highly confused. Oh, my keyboard's too far.
Awesome!
Yeah. Bear with me for one moment. I don't know why I feel like it makes a difference, but I'm just checking on my main system here. Okay. I guess not. I think the only place I've seen the belt installation was on, of course, Modbot's excellent video and Kevin aka Sam's video. Oh, hold on. What was that one? Transmission? Top assembly? Here we go. Okay. Alright. That is kind of confusing. Alright. We need to go here, under shaft. It is assembled. Belt installation. Route the belts. The installation of the belt requires a little more attention. Oh no. So broke I can't pay attention. Start by routing the belt shown in the two pictures. The belt is colored red for clarity. Hover above the image to zoom. The belt is routed through the top of the 20 tooth, behind the plastic plates, between Z profile and plates, down around the idler, back to the plates. Caution, it is very, 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 very important that both belts have the exact same length and number of teeth. If the belts do not have the same number of teeth, your Z-axis will always run crooked, so take some time to make sure that both belts have the same length. Always put both belts with the teeth together and check that both belts are the same length. Note that in this way the belts are slightly offset, so at the top of one end, for example, the right belt is offset one tooth to the outside, then it must be offset one tooth to the inside at the bottom. If you cut the belts at a later time, make sure you cut off at the exact same number of teeth on both belts. Oh, okay, that's gonna be a little difficult. You're almost there. After the belt's been cut to the same length and routed, they need to be fixed to the plates. Start with the lower clamp. Once again, it is very important that this step is identical on both plates. Okay, that's easy enough. It's best to leave the belt protruding one tooth from the clamp so you can make sure that the belt is fixed the same on both sides. Get that? They're saying just have it hang out one so you can see it. Okay, it's just talking about the screws and nuts, which luckily we did not forget those. After that, the bottom end is mounted. We were going to put the tensioner block on both of them. Leave a few teeth sticking out of the other side of the block. It is best if the block is flush with the housing for the tensioner block and the belt already has a slight tension. Okay. If you have too much belt left over, cut off the excess. But again, identical for both sides. Do not insert the M35 or M3 by 25 screw yet. So I need the last two that I have. Whew. Then it comes down to tensioning the belts. He suggests using a tuning program with a hertz of 28,531. And we will tighten all the grub screws at the top. Move everything up and down a bunch. Then it is the wiring. Just flipping the motor cables around if we have to. Hopefully we don't have to change our clipper config too much. Alright, so let's start here. So let's go here. So first off, move these out of the way. I do not know how much belt I have. I guess what we're going to do is just cut it in half. And then we will go from there. I'm hoping cutting it in half gives me extra. Come on. Uncurl yourself. Should have taken a little more time to straighten this belt out beforehand. Yeah, we're gonna have to. Okay. Anything worth doing? So we're doing 3 times. So there's our ends lined up, offset by 1 tooth. Just laying it straight on top, pulling it down. Gets us to there. Let's see what this gives us. Back down. And back up. Looks like we do have an excess. That is good. Let's make sure we still actually have that. Yes, we do. Cut this guy right here. Okay. Now the interesting part is finding the length for both of these. I think what we're going to do is we're going to go back over to this camera. Go. We need something. Hold this guy up a little. Let's use you. We need some tasty beverage. I'm going to loosen this guy. And pray to God that the nuts don't fall out the back. They should not. As much of a tight fit as this was, but I have noticed on Kevin and Modbots, their nuts went in much easier. plate is not going to slide back. Let's see. We can pop it backwards with the razor blade without losing a finger? Breaking something? No. Okay, we are removing this the entire way. This increases the drama factor because there is a greater chance for catastrophic nut dropping. Okay. We're going to take the plate, put the belt on it, the teeth going down. Let's see. I want to get it one past up there. That looks pretty level with the top. Oh, this is going to be tough. Is a very strange procedure. Our screws back in just to find that our belt has dropped one. No, I just barely see it hanging out the top there. Electric screwdriver would be very handy for this part. Try our best not to push the nut out. Right, looks like we got lucky. Alright, that one is in. I do believe this was a different design in his first version of this mod. Then it got updated. That feels nice and secure. It's a little better. We're going to go this, hopefully up. Make sure it stays straight. Feet up. Over the pulley. Yeah, we definitely have some excess there. It's always a good feeling. Okay. Just gonna let that hang there for now. We'll start on the second one. I am done with most of these. Put them back where they go. So many tools. Just gonna pull that out of the way so you can see what I'm doing. These are very long. And I have to say, this is a very awkward procedure. almost feel like it would be easier if this was some kind of plastic assembly like this, and you put another one of these blocks on the end of the other end of the cable and just set it down in here after passing the belt through. Because this is very awkward. I can see many opportunities that if your pieces did not print as tight as mine did, these screws on the back side would just fall right out on you. And then you cry and cry and cry. I know I would. And this process is difficult. I assume you're probably supposed to lay it down. Still confused as to how you're supposed to get the belts the same length. I mean, I get what you do. I'm just confused as to how you get that length without mounting and doing this process to then get the belt length. There we go. See, this is very tough. Oh, ah. Get you out of the way. Get you back in camera shot. This is very difficult. Lifting, I'm pressing, I'm screwing, I'm crying, complaining, I'm dropping. There we go. At least we can get rid of some of the lifting. Okay, that's that one. 40. And we're screwing. And we're putting the microphone on our head. Feels nice and tight. Let's check that. Looks pretty straight. Right, once again, let's go ahead and pull this belt inside over here where it's going to live. Let's go down and through. Nice and straight. If we can get it up through here. This end was pretty curled. There we go. Pull it through from the back. There we go. Hanging down. All right. So now we have our two belt assemblies. Still not quite sure how we're going to find the exact length, but I think we're just going to fudge it and then regret it. What's life at 3D printing without regrets? Regret buying that filament, regret buying that printer, regret deciding to do a modification. regret agreeing to print something for someone? Let me know. Have you ever had that? Hey, midlife crisis. Oh, sorry, midlife chaos. Midlife crisis is me.
Hello?
I believe that says cool. Unfortunately, the YouTube chat has that stupid heart in front of it. It, so far, is looking pretty good. Yes, correct. That is life. Life. Don't talk to me about life. So, time to get these blocks on. And we will see if we can get these close to the same length. Not quite sure. I'm still very confused about that by the instructions. But that is nothing new. That is my life, confused, dazed and confused. We are going to use the last M3 by 25s that came in the kit. Luckily, the one I had to steal to hold the extruder on there is not needed. Okay, so let's go back over to the instructions. Okay. Alright, they just go sideways on. This is gonna be tough. If these clearances are anything like my other clearances. You are almost there. After the belts are cut to the same length and routed, they need to be fixed to the plates. Start with the lower clamp. Once again, okay, we've done that. Fix the belt with the clamp. 2 M3 by 12 millimeter screws. We have done that. I forgot the insert. We did not. Put the tensioner block on the belt. Again, it is very important this is done the same on both sides. Leave a few teeth sticking out. And the screw is going to come through the block. Ah, yes it is. Oh boy. It's a 25 millimeter. This is going to take a moment. And it needs to be all the way down. Now, does it matter if these blocks are the same direction or do they have to be mirrored? There we go. Alright, there's our block with the screw through it. We're just going to drop this into place for now, just to see which way it goes. Hopefully we can get it back. Boy, that is going to be tight. Okay. That looks correct. Let's do the second one. Alright, let's look in the hole. Looks like that is going to work. Alright, let's see. Alright, it appears... Yeah, here's what we're gonna do. So on this block, which you'll never be able to see, is you might be able to see it from this direction. This bottom side is completely flat, and this is a little sloped, allowing for the belt to slip. So we're going to make it the same on both, so that rounded side will be the top. It does mean that both these belt blocks go the same direction. Let's get all the way down. Okay, here we go. There's the second one. Just go here. So. It does fit, but it's going to be very tight. I think what I'm going to do is eyeball this right about in there. What clearance does that give me on the inside? Looks like I get at least 2 millimeters. We are going to regret this. Okay, that went in way easier than expected. I was not expecting that to be that easy. I kind of wish trying to look down in here. Yeah. Kind of wish there was a slot that I could pull the belt all the way through this assembly. But I guess we're just going to cut this off here. If we are cutting wrong, we are cutting long. So we should have plenty of opportunity to shorten that belt up. Hopefully. Trying to leave one little piece hanging out the end, as the instructions recommended. Of course, now the screw is in the way. There we go. Keep that aligned. Actually, here. Don't need the laptop for a moment while I struggle with this guy. It's there. That does look like it's going the right way. This is going to be a pain. Maybe I didn't have my flow right correct. This PETG, that's a little closer there. These tolerances are very, very tight. Go. Ah! Up here. And try to keep this in camera shot. Oh, boy. Lordy. One of the few times I wish this was a Phillips head screw. Let's try the needle nose without tearing this up too much. Not a lot of clearance. We definitely have enough length on the belt. Jeez. Jeez Louise. Man. Anyone have any suggestions? I don't have a file that small. Have any sandpaper close? No. Ah, Lordy. Okay, I know what we're going to do. Be right back. Do have a file that's small, so we are going to take this block and we're just going to file down some edges. I'll use the rough side first. And we'll do that on the other one before we put the belt on. Get all 4 sides. Hit it with our smooth side. A little bit of a rounded bit. Hopefully this takes off just enough. I've actually used that file more often than I would like with 3D printing. But it is handy. I do recommend having a full set of files. I unfortunately only have that one. It was $1.50 at the pawn shop. There we go. Went much easier. See if we can still get it down in there. There we go. There we go. It feels like it's down. This is going to be very tight. There's the second part of this, making sure the screw comes down into the nut that is in this assembly. If it does not, we are boned. Okay, screw's turning, getting easier, but it doesn't feel like we're grabbing the nut any. And of course I can't see if it's in there. Do this. We're going to take an Allen key, stick it back here. Maybe. There we go. Beat on it. Knock that block in there a little further. We are definitely not far enough. The fact that we have that much belt loose. Oh boy. I think this is the time we get the motivator. Thought we were done with it. Conveniently. There's the motivator. What do we have that's going to be the easiest? Don't try this at home, kids. Or do. Definitely looked like it went down a little bit, knocking all that plastic dust off into my lungs. That's a little harder. And it looks like it is moving. Yes. We have success. It is down in there. And it is going down when we tighten the screw. So, good sign. Just going to get these belts loosely tightened. Once again, this is very tough. Being this close to the belt. And we might still have to undo this entire process if we cut the belt too long. It's under the top. It has a little bit of tension on it. I like that. Put the dust everywhere. That is definitely not tuned to any hertz like the instructions. Alright, next side. I'll go for this side. We're gonna sand him down first. Oh, my nice pretty print. Switch over to our smooth side. Yes, hammer always wins. House always wins unless there's a hammer involved. Was for sure not expecting it to be that difficult just to get these in. So far, all the tolerances have been very, 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 very tight. It's kind of worked to an advantage, but there's also been a lot of labor. And that camera makes me feel like I'm falling off the earth. There we go. Okay, we'll go with the same process again. Hopefully we don't screw this one up. Should probably actually hit that with the... Go, that's very close. The file one more time. Okay, let's cut this off. One showing. Very tough with the screw in the way. There we go. Luckily, it's easier to get to, but just as tight. Oh. Time for Mr. Hammer. Down there nice and good. More dust in my lungs. And we go to our backup one. I'll also say, there we go, it's grabbing. I do not like these M3s for this. I know there's not a lot of clearance, but little screws have very delicate heads, and these are the two you do not want to screw up. I don't tend to have a lot of 3M or M3 by 25 just hanging out. I say that because I'm already buggering up the head slightly. There's not a lot of clearance with the belt in the way. Definitely going. This is... Oh. I believe this is my least favorite part of this mod so far. Well, and the fact that that didn't want to remount. Still early. Don't have magic smoke yet. these two. That's definitely tighter. We are, though, very close. I believe. Can't believe this turned into a 2-part stream, and I don't want to make it a 3-part, because honestly don't know if I have the time. Getting these roughly close. Never done one of these before, so I'm not sure what the tension's supposed to be. Well, I am, based off of the tuning app and the instructions. And I don't see it. But I think we're gonna wing it. And I am not gonna pull out or install a tuning app. Kind of odd that I don't have one on my phone already. Interesting. Alright. It says, don't panic. Pull this all the way to the top. Slide these pulleys around just a little bit. Go. The first screw. Second screw. Go. Just lost that grub screw. There's number one. There's number two. Hey, there we go. That is way tighter than you expect. That is way tighter than you expect. It is very slowly dropping, which is an expected behavior. I know it is more pronounced if you have the linear rail version. Okay, so let's go on to not in the power supply. At this point, we are down to, I believe, yes, M5 by 8s and our M5 peanuts. So I believe all the other screws can go back in the bag. That is literally every piece. So what do we have left over? We have several M5 lock nuts. We have some M3 nuts. We have some M3 washers, M5 by 40s. We have two M5 by 30s, which we're going to try swap out on this motor tensioner, see if that will fix it. We have a ton of M3 nuts. They just gave us a ton. Always use them. A bunch of M3 by 8s. Once again, I'm confused what all these extra screws were for. M3 by 10s. But for $25 for the whole kit, that's worth it. M3 by 12s. Those spares came in handy for getting the extruder mounted. We have some M3 by 20s. And M3 by 6s. Ton of extra screws. Only thing we used all completely of so far is the M3 by 25s. We have that much belt left over. 2 pieces. Pretty much useless. And 3 screws that came out of the extruder assembly. We'll hold on to those with the other ones. Get rid of that. Oh, it's so nice to be able to see the desk again. Supply over here, that over there. I believe we are done with all of these guys. And the file, and the hammer, the big screwdriver. Keep them close. I'm gonna drop those on my toes. Alright, so. Oh! I might have gotten ahead of myself. We are gonna need a couple of screws for the side. This is not covered. As far am I aware. Yeah, they gave a ton of extras. And it was one of the cheapest kits. I would have preferred a motor extension cable all over the extra screws, but I will take them. Back here. It's one of those times the touchscreen is nice. Yeah, the instructions do not cover. And I know on KevinAkaSam's YouTube, his build, he did not cover mounting the power supply. So I think we are done with everything here. Yep, we've done that, we've done that. We've done that and that. We have followed all the steps that are documented. Alright. Let's go back over here. Let's get this guy apart. So close. Here is 1, 2, and 3. My other concern with this was I noticed someone else had the same issue. I don't know if this was originally designed on a different power supply, because, you know, there are the thicker power supplies which fit this profile. That guy out. I'm going to have to... Yeah, still need a good old standard screwdriver. Phillips. Let's try just connect the AC. Should probably need to pop loose. They are standard colors. Red for live, black for neutral, yellow, green for ground. That is out. I need to remove this assembly. Nut back there? No, does not feel like a nut. Let's see if this fits. Okay. No nut in there, no nut in there. Just seems kind of strange. I mean, obviously, just kind of feel like this model should have this piece, and then there's extra holes on the side, but not in the back. Right here, not sure why they're not there. So it looks like we're just holding this in with 1 screw. Does not feel safe. Let's see what happens. First off, we need to get this guy in. Maybe. Let's see, are we still going to be able to get to everything? Yes, we are. So we still need to mount it down here. These are going to go all the way through, looks like. Let's see if we can... Oh, no, these are self-tapping. So the originals are self-tapping. We'll try that. Look at that. That's a plus. I was afraid I was going to have to break out those spare screws and try to hold a little bitty nut on the backside. So on the bottom, this one now might have been damn near impossible. Right? That's in there nice and well. Doesn't look like there's any preference or your own preference as to which direction this goes. I mean, you could have the have the switch over here, but I know I'm always reaching around the front back here, so it's just easier to get to it than have to go around the power cable. Also, seems like there's a little more clearance because the cables are all near the bottom side. Okay, let's see how this is going to fit. This is going to go through the back, hopefully. Yep. It's around to the front. We're just dry fitting this for now. We need to get that down to... Oh, that is tight. Okay, down into there, where it will be held on by one screw. Okay. I did look around for any modifications. I will look again. Get that camera shot. We're probably going to come up with a different power supply mount. Ground back in. Our live back in. Oop. That is our neutral. That's what happens when you have DC coded wires going onto an AC circuit. Yes, red for live, black for neutral, yellow, green for ground. The other problem with this is once we mount that, we cannot get this entire mount mounted to the printer. Perfect time for a pop-up. I gotta make that smaller. So this gets to come out. I think this is how we're gonna do this. This is complicated. Let's mount this guy back over here. Make sure we give enough length. Get all the way to the top. Go. So we need to get the screws through, the T-nuts on, this mounted onto something in camera shot, and here, and then mount the power supply in. So I think we're going to do this. Goes over here. We need 6 of these. Seems like quite a bit considering there's only one screw holding the power supply on. But we just do as we're told. Gives us a good 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like 8 left over. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 screws. Okay. Boy. Probably would have been easier before we actually put switch and plug on. Definitely would have been easier. These holes are not tight, but they are dang exact. Alright, just bottom out, spin it a few times, make it a little easier. Get that to hold on as we can. Ugh. Once again, this is very difficult. Without an electric screwdriver, even though with an electric screwdriver that is so close to the wall, not quite sure how you're supposed to do it. Let's go for it. Well, I thought easy. Easy targets first. Yeah, see?
Again with the stupidity.
Yep. There's 3. Ah. The holes being right on size. This is difficult. Difficult. There we go. Having to angle extremely on that screw just to get this started in there. I'm sure if you have some long T-handles, this is not a problem. This is a bit of a problem. Oh boy, that terminal is right in the way. Bend it over slightly. I can see with as tight as this is going to be with the wiring. Now, it's very close to the original mount. If you have one of the switch assemblies with right-angled spade adapters, that'd be much easier. Okay. There's number 6. Way more complicated than I was envisioning. Yeah. Do that while it's live. Come on. There we go. Okay, let's get the T-nuts on here. I did try to go through, after watching KevinAkaSam's video, I went and tried to find Modbot's video. I remember watching his stream live of doing this, and I could not find it. So I don't remember him having as many problems as I did, so we're going to lay that guy there. That in, let's bring it as far back as possible, but then scooch a little forward so we can actually turn those T-nuts. Boy, pop up, you are way too often and way too big. There's one. Perfect. Yeah. I think 4 would have been fine. Actually think I kind of would have preferred to just use the front 4 and slide this back a little more. There now. Oh, this is going to be fun. Million little quarter turns on this side. If the T-nut doesn't grab, oh lordy. Give it back. Boy. Lordy. KevinAkaSam, are you an engineer for GM or Chevy? That's what this feels like. Feel like I need manufacturer specially issued tools to make this work. Okay, the last 2. Five. And number 6. Spin, spin, spin. Screw of destiny, spin, spin, spin. There we go. So all 6, and the way the plastic is deforming, it looks like they did all catch. So now we get to feed this power cable back through. Right into there. It's right where we need it. Let's see if the original screw is going to fit. Change Allen wrenches. It looks like it will. And you can't move it forward because the terminals from the plug are in the way. Wow, this is really tight. Just mushing everything. Don't feel like you should have to mush stuff. Mush stuff, feel like I'm doing it wrong. I'm having an issue getting the screw lined up with that hole straight. All three of these are the same size. Yep, that's the one. There's definitely enough going through. God. Plug terminals are just right in the way. We're gonna get it. We're gonna get it. Back over here. Let's see what I'm struggling with. Just barely offset back. Man. I think. Oh, so close. Just gonna try a different screw. Sometimes you get lucky. Feel like if it just had the two back here, the holes back there, I'd already be done. And I'd feel much better about this. And you could have raised it up slightly. I can't flip the power supply around, that's not an option. Literally touching the hole, just won't thread. Get down far enough, it's keeping everything at an angle. Is this saying that much? It's right about the same depth. Oh. Okay. Squish every cable, pull these through as much as possible. Yeah, they didn't end up too short. It's so close. man. Okay. This is probably the most frustrating part of this modification. I'd really like to see... Well, I was not expecting this much pain just for something like this. On something that's already been supported by several manufacturers as a kit. So close. We may just have to get the drill and drill it out. You hear me, plastic? Literally on the hole. I can feel it. We just don't want to thread. Kicked ever so slightly. Alright, we're getting the drill. Okay, sorry. Back. I have to say this is a serious disappointment. I do not expect to have to be pulling out a drill and bits for something that was a kit. The reason being is not everybody is going to have all of this. Okay, there's the size. We're gonna go one larger. Follow this hole out a little bit. That should do us. Not expecting that. She's still there. Now she's gone. I thought I fixed that. Still slightly over. Oh my god. I mean, just look how torn up that is from trying. A nice oval hole. Yes, we do. That's closer. Still not there. A bigger oval hole. Probably not there. That's very close. Let's try. Oh. You wanted to. You wanted to. Nope. Wow. Somebody needs to remix this part. think. Very bad for the drill. Go. Big ol' ugly hole now. I think part of why I am quite so irritated with this is I printed these parts months ago. Then ordered the kit. Well, thought I ordered the kit, and then AliExpress told me they didn't, that I didn't order it, and reordered the kit. And I don't have this gray anymore, this particular gray. There we go. Yes. Wow. That was highly complicated. And that one screw is all that's holding that on. It should be fine, but yeah. 2 screw holes. There's 2 screw holes in the power supply. There should be 2 holes there. And this should be covered. And honestly, it feels like this should be taller. Yeah, that was a lot of work. That was a lot of work for that. I would have expected, yeah, that to not be so hard. Let me give you a desk down look. And extra tools on. So just look at that. Drill bits out of here. That was way too much work for one screw for this. Yeah. I'm disappointed, Kevin, aka Sam. I wasn't expecting that. I think it will be fine. And I am definitely going to look for a remix of that because that just, I don't like it. Quite honestly, I kind of feel, hopefully we're done with that. And majority of these and these. I kind of feel this was a missed opportunity to work in the underneath power supply mod. I have on one of my other Ender 3s, and while that was quite a pain getting those pieces in these back channels, that was my big complaint, but once again a hammer fixed it, and I only broke one once. Having that power supply right under here, just tucked out of the way, is so nice and clean. I don't have to worry about it. It's nice to be able to reach around the back of the printer. Nothing ever gets caught on it. It feels like with the fan pointed up, even though it is on the bottom of the heat bed, it seems to do a little better job than blowing out the side here. So, I don't know. That also puts the power cable, I believe, right back here, or right back there. Can't remember. I think it's right back here. So I kept all the cable paths super short and sweet directly into the control board. So, I can now get rid of these extra parts. This we're just going to throw away. I'll need it as soon as I throw it away. Now we can get to the next to very last step. We're going to lay it over and hook up the motor cable. Ooh, lordy. Try not to break anything in the process. Come back over here. Like this. Do I have one on top? I can't remember. Some Ender 3s have a long screw on the top you have to take out. Probably gonna have to flip her back. Okay. That's the cover. Yay, got lucky. Put that dangle. That's our Z motor cable, which is going to come this. It's nice and clean right along the back and through the channel. Do recommend, I printed one of the channel guides. You can't really see it because it's gray, but in there, but that really helps protect the cables on the edge of these sharp cuts. We're just going to end up folding the rest of this in there. So that should be X, that should be Y, this should be Z. That is our Z. Why I'm struggling with that. Put that back up in there because we're just going to leave that in place for now. Let's see how far back. Okay, is this a separate cable? It is Z. It is a separate cable. All right, we're going to pull it all the way out. Yay! Do this again. Okay. Now we need to figure out our wiring. We should be, luckily, since this one came out, this will make it a little easier. What we're going to do is spill everything on the desk. So move our tools out of the way. Extra parts out of the way. We're going to take the multimeter. Put on continuity. Yep, works. Alright, we are going to, with both plugs down, so we can get to the contacts. We have our 4-pin over here. I don't think I can get this any cleaner, but we have our 4-pin over here that's going into the controller board, 6-pin that's going into the motor. We're going to go in the very outside pin and confirm which one it is. Can get it down in there. Okay. So our first pin over here becomes our last pin on the motor. And let's see if it's the same over here. So I'm going to the very far right pin. This is tough. So that should be this very far one over here. Yep. Okay. That'll be easy enough to figure out. And then we will focus on the 2 internal wires. So if we go back to motor cable, I am just pulling it from the motor and looking at it. Our 6-pin over here, connected the same direction, is red, and green is on the other side. So red and green, or green and red. So green and red. So that means we will need to flip them on this side. Let's get our JST connector. Make sure it's the right direction. Look back at our motor just to confirm. So if we have green, that one that is going there, so we need to take our green and it with the little barb going up. Be our outside motor there. Same thing with red. There's the barb going up. God. Going the right way. Man, I hate GSTs. It is in. It is never coming out until we put it in the actual motherboard or controller board, and then it will fall completely out. Alright. Now we need to determine our 2 center wires. There's one of them in place. Ah. They are twisted on both ends. Not silly. Or swapped. Yes, so our 2 motor wires in the center just go directly through. That is plus. So over here on the motor we have blue and black. So that means going this way, you should have blue and black. Difficult with the outside wires being in and trying not to break JST connector. If we do, this will be another 45 minutes of me trying to get into the connector on. Black. So far, only one of those went in painlessly. Let's borrow any screwdriver. Give them a little push on the inside. Go. There's our JST connector. Hopefully we did that right. Put it into the board. Okay. Get this wire out of here. We're going to very carefully flip this back over. Just get this without smushing the fan too much. Make sure we hook extruder and this extruder and our X power back up. Let's get this guy back in. There we go. Yes. It's going to stay just perfect out of the way. We can actually pull a little more. No, we can't. Let's get, there we go. Get our power connector back connected. Go. All right, we are theoretically, except for remounting the cover. Leave that up front. There. Need to put our Clock Ender Pro back into position so we can grab that next time. Okay. Turn off our meter. Hopefully we did that correct, but most likely not. Break it right back out and test it again. Let me go around the desk. We'll get some power and plug it into the clipper server, and hopefully that will come up. Oh, too old for this? Allen wrench over there. Okay, power is in. USB cable around the front. Confirm we're plugging it in the right direction. So hard to tell. That was correct. I figured so by the power. Okay. Go. Let's turn the power on, see what happens. Okay, I hear fans spinning. It's a good sign. laptop to get to my Clipper server, which has recently changed IP addresses. Lovely. See if I can do a quick scan here without doxing my entire network. I may have to go power cycle it. Almost done with the scan. Other Clipper server 176. I wonder if that's you. That is it. Okay. Back over to laptop. There we go. We're gonna have several issues here because my server changed IP address. That means all my printers and my settings are incorrect. Yes, they are. Come over here. Printers. And this one. Oh, which port was he on? It should be the first one. Okay, let's see what happens, see if we can connect. Yay! Alright, we connected. Sweet. Yes. Okay. Clipper updates. We have not checked this guy in a while. Let's go ahead and run some. Yes, this should be Ender 3, then Ender 5, then my X3, and then my custom printer. Have to fix this with my router. A lot of updates. Alright, let's update them all. And we will cut back over to KevinAkaSam's instructions. Change our Clipper config. And see if we have this working. And then we can put the bottom back on. And then we will call it there. I'm not expecting to see a successful print today. But if I can just make sure that everything is working in a proper directions, I will do some tuning off stream and then we will do a test print. Maybe on a stream, maybe just a video. Who knows? We're at 80%. Actually dealing with my Linux server updates. We're past the Clipper. Seems like I need to get another microphone and mount it right over here for when I turn my head this direction. Oh, now we just burned ourselves. Ow, 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 ow. Hot potato, hot potato. Burn my hand. 95%. Clipper screen updates going through. Yeah, noisy chair. Definitely need to get this cable clipped back in place. Be that guy. We are building wheels. Didn't think it'd been that long since I ran this Clipper server.
But now I've got all this responsibility and pressure.
Waiting for Clippy to reconnect. Hey! And it's still doing stuff. Hey! Let's try again. Update done. Yes. Okay. Let's go back over Kevin's page. Wiring. Okay. Yep. And if it's moving in the wrong direction, we don't need that. We need to know Clipper config for the gearing. Don't think it's in this one. Nope. Back over here. It's got to be in that one, I would think. Let's be part of the transmission. Ah, M5x30. Yes, that screw definitely is getting changed out, so that was my screw up. I missed that. Okay, still no information on gear for Clipper. There's belts. Feels like it should be here. There is the hertz of 28,531. Proper tension. We're back to wiring. There's the stepper pin direction. They're not that far yet. Plates, transmission, top. What else are we missing? Guess it's under the bottom. No. Okay. There it is. Look at that. Wow. Okay. So rotation distance is 40 and gear ratio is 80 to 16. We will just copy this out of here. Full steps. No, I believe that's already in there. Actually, I think both of these are in there. Back over to our Ender 3 config. I keep everything spread out. So this should be under, I believe, steppers. Nope. Motors. There we go. There's my X, Y, and Z. I'm just going to paste this down at the bottom for a quick reference. There's our original rotation distance. Just going to go ahead and keep that. Comment it out. Gear ratio in there. No, it is not. And full steps for rotation is not. So we will just pull that back. That looks like everything. So let's save and restart. Fast. Let's over to the dashboard. Let's try and home. Well, yeah, let's just try and home everything. I believe the motor's running backwards, but it is running. Yep. Okay, so the motor is running backwards, so let's go back to the instructions. I think it was under plates. That was probably me wiring this backwards. Oh, no. Yeah, so we have two options. We could swap the wires around. We should just be able to flip motor direction and clipper. Here we go. Direction pin. Motor axis is moving in the wrong direction. The order of the cables is correct, or unfortunately is the wrong way around. Oh no! Either you change the direction in the firmware or you turn the connector around. I think it would be easier to just turn the pin around. Use clipper, just put an exclamation point in front of the direction pin or remove it. So let's go back to our config. Machine, motors, and here our direction pin is clearly already inverted. Just take out the exclamation point, save and restart. Right. Go back home. Home all. Goes up slightly. That seems correct. Let's go. Grab the probe, even though it already had it, because it's a little fancy dance. It's probably going to error out because it is way far up, but it is working properly. I don't see belts walking out of their paths. It is moving nice and smooth. Yeah. Sorry, midlife. I've been so focused and I'm looking the other direction. I hope I got this, and if I got it, I hope there's a cure. I think the only cure is more cowbell. Okay. There we go. Yep. Put the Clackender probe on there, which is also KevinAkaSam's, and it's back home. We're going to try that one more time. Yeah. There's no cure. Alright, so that is working. Alright, sweet. Get off the laptop. Go back over to the side camera. Let's go ahead and turn the power off. Go and pull this little cable so we don't break it. Hopefully it doesn't fly across the room. If it wants to. Okay, baby. It's okay. See, like right there, that power supply mount is bending. Okay, that's gonna hold in place. Wad this guy up. Just fold him nice and neat into the side here. Try and keep all those out of the fan. Sure, not crushing anything, and we are. Yep, everything is down. Let's see if we can get these back in. Dropping every single one of them. Get this cover on. We will get the back clip on to keep the power in place. And we'll turn it back on. Make sure everything still works. We don't hear a cable going jack, 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 jack. No magic smoke. Get those on there loosely. This is the fun one. Hey, got the hole the first time. That usually doesn't happen on that one. Screw. Woo, boy. Oh, my tablet's almost dead too. How long has this been? 2 hours. It's taken 2 hours to get to this point. Considering the other stream, I think was about 3. That's 5 hours already for this project. Was not expecting that. I surely thought this would be maybe 2 hours of work to get this thing converged and going. Oh. Let's get this last clip on. I'm just gonna get my main power wires clipped back on so they're nice and clean out of the way. Definitely not two you want to short out on the frame. Wow. Maybe? Feels like black wire is slightly too short now. It sure is. Interesting. Okay, can't put the last clip on, so the wires just kind of have to hang out. Yeah. Definitely need different power supply mount. Little disappointed. Okay. And power's back on. Over to the laptop. Came back up. Let's try one last home. Definitely need to pull this back a bit. There we go. It's better. Right. Still need to tension the belt, which actually feel tighter now, and they feel, just by hand, pretty close. Nice and solid. Of course, it's going to sag when the power's off and the motors are disengaged, but yeah. All right. We are there. Oh, no. We have one more thing to fix. Okay, now that we know that everything pretty much works, we're going to go ahead and shut it down. Disconnect our cable there. Go ahead and disconnect both the cables, because I'm going to have to move. We are going to fix our screw up. Replace this screw. I did grab the wrong one the first time. Means we can get rid of the washers that are on here. Alright, so what I originally used was an M5 by 40, and that was supposed to be an M5 by 30. So watch this be too short. That leaves us one spare. Boy, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 40s left over. Oh, and this does have a nylock in it. This is gonna be fun. Thank you, Midlife Chaos. It doesn't feel like it. But this is also why I do this way. I got so tired of watching other people's streams and videos where everything just went flawlessly. And then whenever I would try some of the exact same mods or builds, it was nothing but problems. And I felt like, they'd been doing the entire thing off stream, rehearsed it 2 times, and then came back and then showed me. And that's not how it works in the real world. That many times I've had to stop a project and go buy a tool because I didn't know I needed it. Alright, so there's our difference. There's our 40 versus 30. In goes the 30. I can completely see someone else missing that like I did and tightening the screw up way too tight and just killing their Z motor. Okay, that isn't all the way. Let's put it back in. Oh yes, that's much nicer. Yes, that is exactly. So M5 by 30. Now we can leave the tension on there. That feels really good. Put our bolt back in the bag. Put our 2 extra screws from the power supply in the bag. Keep all these parts together, so we need to put this back. Hopefully not. Do like all the extra parts for $25, which included this bag of parts, all the pulleys, this belt, all the screws, this rod. What else? What else? I believe that was it. Not a bad deal. Much better than sourcing it yourself, especially with the amount of spares. Okay, let's come back over to the desk real quick. So here's everything left over. Did not use all of these Allen wrenches, but definitely used an assortment. M5, M3, M4s. I think there was an M2 in there to adjust right in there. Tools that were required. A file. A regular screwdriver. Some diagonal cutters. A hammer. A drill. Oh yeah, there were more. We ended up using channel locks to get the nuts in. We used a socket to get the bearings in. And here are the leftover parts. So we have our lead screw with the coupler, which you can use in place of this bar, but I didn't want to screw up a good one. We have a handful of bolts. Looks about to be 10 in there. And we have the original bracket and the cable, which I have promptly lost. Get rid of this. Get rid of this. And this. Oh, yes. We also needed get rid of that. Some JST ends and a set of crimpers. Not these. Do not get these. They suck. Oh, there's the motor cable. Stick that in there for now. The JST end. What else? And spare motor wire. So that there we have it. That part's on the floor. That was much harder than expected. That was took much longer, much longer. But I'm glad we got there. I do need to do a few more things. Final tension on the belts. I need to print some more of these inserts to clean up the front and the back and completely cover the wiring. I believe there's going to be a little bit of tuning we have to do, maybe in voltages or speeds, not sure. Not super happy about this power supply mount, but besides that, we're there. For 25 bucks, AliExpress, I think it's worth it from the results I've seen. Let's turn this guy around. Oh. It is supposed to increase quality just slightly, yeah, definitely feels more solid. I will say that. Oh yeah. Oh, God, that's tight. Yeah, definitely feels more solid. I like it. Of course, it is gonna sag. So, probably the next stream, we'll do a live one. I'm gonna do a little testing, do a couple test prints, and then we'll do a final print online and try and compare some before and afters to some of the other stuff we're printed on it. And we'll see how it goes. Appreciate y'all. Like, subscribe. See you on the next one. Have a good one.